missed out on last time, then the series should be theirs. But it's very hard to back a team like Falcons because they can be unpredictable. And here we go with the pistol, of course. They start off on that CT side, do the Falcons, 1 win. Fair bit of utility to work with. 4 players looking to move down ramp, in fact, from the CT side. Deco just on the spot. But he does have to be careful. Great flash comes in. He's so damn blind. 2 quick kills as his teammates are scrambling to try and help out. It's just not happening. Glowing has managed to find 1 head, nearly 2, but not enough. A dominant pistol to kick us off.
Oh, if there was any doubt the Falcons were going to come into this grand final more reserved or scared or play a little bit slower, well, that went out the window pretty quickly. Pushing down ramp as 4 players, not a care in the world, and seemingly winning every single duel. They've been warming up Scriv, and they want to give us a quick grand final. They don't want my predictions to come true.
Yeah, I suppose one of the things as well, you know, given a bit more time, we might have touched on it, but actually Falcons pretty strong on the pistols from what we witnessed over the 1 series that we watched. And I think it does kind of continue to be a trend for them. So that is certainly something to consider with how close these games have been between these teams before. So, yeah, finding a dominant one, especially to kick it off with something that it's very risky, right? They could quite easily walk into 5 Glocks, but maybe they indeed have done their homework, or maybe they just got a bit of luck on their side to kick the series off. Either way, should be an easy second off the back of it. It is that early eco for 1 win, getting the AKs soon as.
Should be over soon enough. Python just jiggling mid, and they decide to take the bomb down ladder. I guess they're just hoping for a little bit more utility to be dispensed. I don't think it's going to happen. Kind of catch Haji, but decent spray transfer in the end. 5 players left alive. And with this MP9 and FAMAS saved over, it's a little bit of a bonus round. So I wonder, will they run something a bit more aggressive, a bit more unorthodox for us with some of this lesser weaponry?
Well, they've already displayed like a great amount of control towards ramp, you know, conditioning as a game concept and whatnot. I think they're really playing with that pretty effectively. So we'll see how 1 win responds here. Looks like just a very widespread default, try and find an early pickup, and Falcons kind of responding in kind, right? That's what you'd expect, because you've been getting so aggressive, they're going to try and catch you off getting aggressive once again. As it is, Python's going to open up. Falcons certainly not messing around. They have got some pretty clean openers so far. Lollipop will get that trade back, though, so let's see.
Deco just jiggling towards A. Haji in the same boat. I'm going to grab his squad some information. Flash is dropped over. That's going to be a pop flash for ramp. Haji can call that when he feels he needs it. Not just yet. He's going to stay jump spotting. Bomb yet to be committed as well. And there is still 55 seconds remaining. But 1 win need to make a decision. Smoke by the sandbags comes out to buy a little bit of space. But as we can see, it's a ruse. They're trying to deny information, head towards B. Problem is, Haji is full info on A, and surely Falcons can get numbers here in time.
Looks like it. Goes in on high. Good for 2. Are you kidding? It's a hard angle to clear, but that second is ridiculous. Keel's here, nice and fast. Great flash around. Gets them both, and he will find both the kills off the back of it as well. Yeah, all the info makes for an easy round. Flank was in pretty quickly. You know, Falcons really looking on it here. 1 win of... got to get the car started, so to speak, because this Falcons team are steaming ahead.
Yeah, masterclass CT side here. Thus far, Haji didn't find all the frags necessarily, but that information constantly playing for it, staying aggressive, kind of microing his teammates around him to have that flash ready to go. Makes a big difference and makes things so much easier for his B players to know what's coming, use their utility in a timely fashion. So, Haji, hero that round. Star player here on the Falcons squad, but he's going to hit the deck and glowing, showing he can respond with a hell of a shot.
Kneecap shot off by Kios, though, so it'll be even back up, and of course there's a lot of early damage taken by these players, so I think they're happy when they're on the half-buy investment to get a return on it. They can perhaps sneak in and take a gun. Maybe get rid of it, because... you know, we have the rounds going their way, but we also have the economy really starting to expand at the end. Whoa, okay. Got a little bit weird on the scaffold. Keels with the double spray down. Maka helping out. And now just Trav, who is watching the backside. Oh, could get a catch here. Spots the barrel, but tagged up and, of course, heard by Python. So, 4 rounds, only losing to 1. And I think they've only lost, like, 2 players over these 4 rounds.
It's been very impressive. Yeah, even that was the pistol, and then the previous gun round from a trade. Felt like once Hadji hit the deck there, maybe there was a chance to accelerate behind it, collect some weapons, but it didn't work out. And the economic damage is so minimal. This is already in dangerous territory, being OneWin's map pick. Early on in the series, they needed to even it up. And they've let so much economic control slip over. Like passive here towards Ramp. Hadji collects Lollipop around the smoke. They didn't need that in this round. They had to find entries, and thus far, Scriv, it's been all Falcons here. OneWin can't find any openings.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you know, you can kind of say that with an effect of hyperbole sometimes, right? But it has literally been all Falcons, and another solo kill for Hadji. No real assistance on it. Still sticking around as well, just because he can. Travis trying to find a gap, but it's tough to just contact into these areas all by himself. This is kind of the point where the round is still sort of doable. A 5-on-2 would be ridiculous. A 3-on-5, if you can work your way in, quickly overwhelm Ace. You have to be careful with how you use the remaining resources that you have. And obviously there's not very many of them. 45 seconds to break into the site here, Alan.
Only the one smoke below. If they had the pair, you can isolate Hadji. Maybe got a chance. Put the bomb down and think about using that AWP really in the after plan. Maka, though, fully dying to Molotov. Hadji pushes in, 3-on-3 immediately. Kios trying to play around that connector smoke. Fortunately, Python's on the flanks. Maybe he can do some work, but these numbers on the site are dropping thick and fast. How on earth is this gone to a 1-on-3 just like that? OneWin in the round they should have never have a chance get it over the line, and oh boy, did they need a route into this game.
I mean, so well played on their end. At the same time, you got a couple players here, right? I think your call has to be in the middle of the round there for OneWin. Is like, right, let's just play it patiently. They're 4 rounds up. They're 5-on-3. Falcons are a team that have a tendency to perhaps put a foot wrong, perhaps get a bit overconfident. I think there were, you know, Maka and Hadji especially were maybe slightly screwed. There were a couple of the rotators that moved in a bit too fast. That's exactly what OneWin were waiting for. Read the flank. Because of course they did, right? There's no threat from the front. See what the return round looks like now from Falcons, though. Pretty important for them, their economy, and all that good stuff to get it going. Ed's not being spotted. Flash comes in. It's perfect. However, Kyojin's gone down on the other side. The B push coming in. Flash around. Python in with the double. It's a bit of a team flash, apparently. Only will find Hadji. Deco's still here with the AWP. Brings it down to a 2-on-2. The wide swing from Python. But my man Deco is far too fast. They've not broken into the site just yet. Maka is here. I think he's been heard with the scope, so they're going to try and indeed just creep away.
Oh, the timing, though. The timing's amazing. Jumps on the triple box. Bomb is recovered by Flamey. He could go all the way back. Sticks around, though. Maka jumping. No idea. And this has been some dirty Counter-Strike. This has not been the cleanest CS I've seen for a long time. And OneWin, despite being in disadvantages, they are clawing these rounds back. Falcons over-facing. And I have to say, Scriv, they need to pause and sort this out, because these man advantages, they might be kind of getting away with it now because they've got the money. They've already got the round lead. But later on in the series, you can't be making these mistakes against players of the caliber on OneWin.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like I said in that previous and kind of in the round just gone, it's a little bit what they're banking on. You know, you've played them recently. You have a bit of a quick check, a bit of a quick kind of, right, let's get into the mindset of playing against Falcons. And they do come at you thick and fast. And when it works, it looks brilliant. Yeah, we saw 4 very, very, very dominant rounds of different types for sure, and different levels of buys for OneWin, but all the same. And then as soon as it starts falling apart, it can look kind of silly in a sense. See what they can find here with the pistols. A couple so far. I think that's maybe all they're going to get. Deco's looking pretty speedy on that up, I think it's safe to say. But either way, a quick third for one win.
Of course, Deco certainly famed as the biggest kind of weapon on this roster. Great player. Has an amazing future ahead of him, and he's really the next in line in terms of the CIS AWPers that have come through the ranks. So Deco is amazing, and they'll need him in top shape if they want to be claiming this grand final. Another default, though, from one win. Spreading out, pressuring the map. And despite winning some rounds, they still haven't found really any entry kills. So that needs to change. And, just like staying in form, Kyojin finds another opener. 5-4 already for Falcons.
Yeah, it's just kind of that conversation in a little pause that has to happen. It's funny because they both have, you know, very, very different issues where it's like, right, we need to be finding openers if we're one win. And here we have Falcons. They need to hold on to their openers. And once again, a little faster than usual, but once again, they have kind of let it slip away. Maka holding for the boost, though. Will find the kill. Kyojin hunting, but 4-on-3, you know, just kind of take it. Maybe baby steps, I think, because when they've taken big adult steps or whatever, they've kind of faltered a little bit on the Team Falcon side recently.
Certainly feels at the moment like whoever cleans up their glaring kind of issue at the moment surely is going to be in a great position moving forwards. Bombs here, creeping up the ramp. And we can see on the minimap, Falcons, they're taking information on mid. That'll get called out soon. But for the moment, they'll have to see the A bomb site. Can't be fighting that without the numbers. So, retake coming in, but this flank could be so deadly. Two there. They might expect the first, but the second scriv, surely not.
Always the classic, mate. They never expect two players in the same position. Kios might just have crept in there as well. I think Lollipop has spotted him. Has he spotted the second? No. Surely now gets traded. Deco has to find this, and he will. 2-on-2. Still might not be enough. Flamey, though, doing God's work as he holds down the front line. It'll all be on to Maka with the AWP. He's broken into the site a little. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have any utility, and they're set up very well here to trade him as well. A great little reposition from Deco. Flamey will go flying in. There's no time to get the defuse, however, so silver linings to eliminate pretty much everybody, I guess, but one win. Almost as quickly as Falcons found 4, they too have found 4.
Been grueling, though, isn't it? Losing so many entry kills and essentially capitalizing on Falcons' mistakes. We have to be honest about it. But one win, I feel like if they just clean up a little bit, play a tiny bit more passive and really think about these round openings, maybe add some more utility, maybe not pressure so many areas on the map at the same time and keep it simple. Perhaps that could be the fix, but a pause is on the board, as I guess Falcons here are going to have a discussion about whether to buy, because this is right on the limit with this AWP saved over.
And it's one of those, what do? Do you go with your instincts? Do you maybe tone it down a little bit because you're in the grand final conference spot and all that? I would say typically they would force here. But unless it's going to be a very late one, it looks like we're not seeing any kind of purchase come in. And in fact, maybe just another hard eco. Okay, there we go. So we have something down the middle. And we'll go for the buy into the next. So it looks like one win should be finding themselves 5.
Plenty of players here on the B side of the map. The Ocean with the reverse, playing behind you free. Lollipop. Not quite this movement there. Flash whites him up. And he drops down and hits the deck. Stalled out is the offense here. Lollipop taking a little bit of a space in mid, but this is already getting a little bit nerve-wracking. Surely one win don't fall apart here up against the pistols.
Pretty big kill in towards middle. Lollipop going to fall. Hadji left low, finished. AWP needs dealing with. Glowing is the man of the round, though. Managed to creep his way out. And try and crunch in on B. He actually finds Kyojin for good measure. Down goes Python. So, yeah, they will indeed hold it together. They knew where the area of weakness was once Glowing found that kill, and no one overextends. They all win their fights. Maka tries to get something right, but nothing going to happen. Double AWP on the T side? Surely not.
Got to be a mistake. It's got to be a mistake. You see Flamey looking around thinking...
I think he's just sort of autopiloted, hasn't he?
Yeah. And now he's looking around and saying, who on earth wants this? They should just buy up another gun. See they do, they're going to get the Mac 10s out. So maybe a fast round for us here. Plenty numbers towards B again, so maybe they want to really pop in fast. Lollipop up with the nades. Kyojin wins the first fight though. And he's got 3 teammates on the site. 4th now that Kios is here. This is instant out of defense. And again, we're looking at Glowing and saying, you need to do God's work here from mid.
Being watched this time around, though, right? Kios very ready, and he will indeed win that fight. Not really an angle that you're going to be prepped for if you're coming in from mid. Interesting call. It's a rinse and repeat of the previous round for OneWin. And it was a bit shaky last round. The only reason you feel that they won it was because they had superior weaponry. Now that things are evened up, well, you see what happens. 5 on 3 in about 35 seconds there.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the sort of thing where they feel like when they're defaulting, they're always losing numbers. As somebody's just said, let's do something fast together, keep it simple. Problem is when you lose the first fight, you can't pivot across the map, you're so committed. And Travis tries to have a bit of presence on A, it doesn't work out. Now they have the information, surely these rotates can hit B soon. Right now, Kyojin is actually isolated, so if he can get picked up, it becomes a little bit possible, but it's not the case. Kyojin, 3 frags, 3 headshots, and he has been in sensational form on B.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a little bit annoyed there that he picks up a Mac 10, as I'm sure he thought it was an AK. Couldn't get his M4 back. But this is something I think that is a little bit more, you know, idiosyncratic to Kyojin, at least in this game. The fact that he's going to have that high-pressure experience, right? Being in the zone in the big games, making sure your performance doesn't get to you. That's something at the very least from the top level that he will have brought. I think getting aggressive with the Mac 10, he fancies himself on it. Kios with the double, maybe the triple. No, not quite. They are bringing the aggression here on the Falcon side. They have refound their mojo. Deco finds a little bit of solace, though, with that kill and brings it down to a very doable 1-on-2.
Round hits the brakes. That was so fast early on from both squads. Deco, though, does have the bomb. He has full utility, and the Falcons guys have no interest in splitting up and making this, you know, a 1-on-1 duel into a 1-on-1 after plant. They'll play for the retake, and Deco, soon enough, he'll be able to tell that nobody's around. Still a little bit nervous. He's going to check in towards window, maybe the back of the generator. Nobody's here. He does have time, actually, to flank through A. So I question where he's going to move from here, but Falcons' buddy system totally in play. They're not taking any risks.
Yeah. Let them get the bomb plant. It's kind of fair. They are unfortunate at the moment. They're just heavily retracing Deco's steps. So I think bomb plant is going to happen. It's just a question of whether they can hold it together. Deco obviously has to defy the odds. He's got a fair bit of utility that usually in a 1vx you would maybe say don't do that. Increases your chances of getting timed on, but he's got a lot of space here that he can indeed isolate off some of these areas. What is the play? Drop a smoke, go through it, cut off the rotations. They're very ready for this, and Hadji will rip his head clean off. So extending the round ever so slightly, getting that bomb down, but ultimately I think we all saw where that was going, and it will be the 6th for Falcons.
Wasn't a lot Deco could have done. That's what it felt like to me. As he said, Falcons back in the lead. Money is a problem, though, for OneWin. Good news is they got the bomb plant, so I guess they'll have to reinvest behind it. But Flamey, at the very least, is going to be far from perfect weaponry. Travis already on a Galil, so Flame will have to take a Mac 10 or something here to round out his buy. Deagle is in play. Bit of utility, so OneWin's money has dropped a long way in the last few rounds, and if they lose this one, they'll have nothing in reserve. Falcons can still, after a few stumbles, have a very excellent first half scoreline.
Well, we'll see. These often important rounds can sometimes go a little askew. Market. Gets smoked off. Pretty hard to smoke perfectly, yeah. And, well, there's a large gap. Meanwhile, out in towards Ivy. Fight going down. Nade going to leave Hadji on 13 HP. I mean, he's eaten that and then some. That is an awful lot of early damage here for one win. Big kills for Python, though, to ease that burden. And the 5-on-3 ensues.
Bit of deja vu, though. We've seen this retake A fall apart. Sat back. Mac is on the line. Keel's committed towards headshot. Deco. Flash is good. Takes Maka off the angle. Shows his position as well. They seem quite aware that another could be in towards headshot. Time is starting to dwindle a little, and now there's no nades left. There's no nades left for one win. Molotov goes onto the plant. Travis somehow gets out of his life. 2 fast headshots. Surely not again. How do they keep making these 3-on-5s competitive?
Yeah, very, very quickly it becomes interesting. Kyojin, thank God, is peaked by the low HP Travis because he was definitely caught off by that. Molly's still available for the sandbags here. Good fight comes in, but Deco just can't get out alive. Only a combined HP of 28 here. Definitely doable. Maka, thank goodness, up on the headshot angle. Will be able to survive a little while longer. Doesn't have a kit. There's one available, but Lollipop surely can play this. Pre-fires in and will steal it away. Another slipped round for Falcons. They keep getting so damn close, but they just can't bring them over the line. And again, they will be kicking themselves.
Oh, this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. They'll watch this demo back irrespective of how this final goes and kick themselves because with the amount of opening kills, the amount of good situations where they're playing retake, they're playing it, in a smart manner, and then when it comes crunch time, small mistakes, allowing one-on-ones, the flanks not working out, the communication clearly is not perfect when we're going late round. Falcons, for me, this is their game to lose with how they're playing it. They are in such amazing positions and they are dropping the ball, so at least in one sense, if they clean up, it can go a lot better, but how many more times are they going to get entries on one win and give it away?
Well, we'll see, shan't we? 4-on-2, back with a vengeance here into round 13. Surely not. Right? If we keep saying it, eventually we'll be right. There we go. So that felt a bit weird after, very close, very intense one win, battle back and steal another round, and then we just move into the next one and they get absolutely ruined. So Falcons, again, doubly will be annoyed with themselves because, they're also dotting in some pretty nice rounds in between the pretty messy ones. So combine them together and you've got a great time. Yeah, how do we feel about the force buy here?
Yeah, well, the money's so bad, they've got to do it. 1-9 loss bonus. Maka, though, up to the task. Great spawn. Peaks the crane. Takes down Travis, and that's the offense stalled out. Information as well for the CT side. You can see they've instantly reacted. 4 in attendance. Whatever the plan was here from one win hasn't transpired. Now going to push down, though. Adji's wide. Maka gets the trade, and Falcons have had enough of playing retake Scriv. They're just grouping up with numbers and taking the jewels.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the figure out, isn't it? You know what I mean? Don't let them get to that late round stage. And the past couple, that is indeed how it's gone. So 9-6, I think you can still be relatively happy with. Again, could have been looking down the barrel of an 11-4, 12-3 here, maybe. Right, you win out on that pistol. It's definitely worth its weight in gold.
I don't think it'd be that rude to say 15-0. I don't think one win in a gun round has had a good opening. Enough. It's been that tragic in terms of those opening kills. And Falcons, when they watch this back, they will really kick themselves for not getting more out of this one. But the way it's gone at the moment, both teams in the game, the Falcons here, how this half has gone, they've got to make it 9 to at least have that feel-good factor.
Yeah, we move into this T side as well. It's going to be scary stuff. Again, though, the coordinated aggression, these little pieces, look great. Kyojin, up close, has to turn away from the flash and is taken down. He is bolstered quickly, however. Python here. A4, Eos with his, and now just Deco and Glowing. Glowing a little later to the action, but they will both find kills. Okay, Glowing's got himself an AWP as well, and an isolated 1v1 at least for the time being. Kio's trying to deny him that chance as best he possibly can. Smoke goes down. He's going to try and push back in. Risky, risky move. All the same, 9-6 secured in the end. Falcons could have been more, but you have to forget about that, right? Move into the second half. Get on this T side and show us what you've got. Catch you in a few with half 2, folks. Okay, here we go. Half 2 of map 1. Team Falcons. They got to forget a little bit about some of the rounds, but they still do come away with the overall lead. 1 win. Kind of flat, kind of lucky in some of the rounds, right? So we'll see what their CT side has got in store. Early damage onto Python. As we do have a quick push up the ramp here. Straight into Lollipop, though, and he is not messing about. 3 quick and easy kills on the pistol into just Maka and Kios now. Can't even really get the utility out before they get going. This pistol has very quickly fallen apart for the T side.
Still peeking here as Lollipop. He wants more. Flashbang, not ideal. We'll excuse him of that. Lollipop peeking through. Runs out of luck in the end as he goes down, but it's not going to matter. 4 alive, no bomb plant. 1 win, important pistol just to stabilize a little bit after what was a bit of a roller coaster, let's say, of a first half. And a clean pistol is a great way just to reset the mines, and especially when Lollipop's hitting shots like this, you know you're in good shape.
Yes, sir. Pretty hard to put away. So let's see. This CT side off to a flying start, and could get a bit further. We've got another hard eco here on the T side after losing the pistol. Just the 1 flash. Hoping to take a name. Maybe nick an M4. But we'll see. Here we go. Flash in. Big nade incoming. Oh. So not looking too good here, is it? And the setup as well is pretty hard to break apart, I feel like. Not a single kill. Oh, spoke too soon. No head armor, I guess, for Deco. Either way, down he goes.
Bizarre, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe wanted a better weapon earlier on and sacrificed the head armor, but he paid the price. Overall, clean anti-eco for 1 win. Guns now out for Falcons, and as a reminder, first half trend was Falcons. I'm pretty confident in every single gun round. They got the opening pick, and that trend cannot continue going to the second half.
Yeah, we'll see how this spins. Obviously, shoe on the other foot kind of effect. Very quick from Falcons. Taking that ramp control. Only a couple of them fully dedicated in, though. They will be joined by the rest of the squad. Deco with the spam down. Going to find a quick kill. So not looking too good straight out of the gate. Yeah, and that's a really, really annoying way to die. 4 players ready to go in behind these smokes. Quick trade. It's still looking pretty good, right? 4 on 3. They're all on top of each other. This smoke so hard to get through, he says. Kyojin leading the charge. Will bring it down to a 2 on 2. Pretty worse for wear on this, but there's no kit. A little bit of utility. He's got to win this fight here. Kyojin trying to just find an angle around the smoke. Not happening for him, so back down to a very doable little situation here for 1 minute. Just take their time. That's how it feels. Flamey will find Maka just about, and now it's all on Kyojin. Had a great round so far. Has to try and isolate these 1v1s. He will. Runs out of ammo there at the end. 16 HP in Travis. I think he might have timed out here, folks. That is mega, mega unfortunate. And hopefully nothing too long-term, but Falcons, a miracle to get their 10th round.
That was a brawl like I've never seen on A. So many fights being taken, and that after plant 2-on-2 setup, it's such a shame for 1 win because Falcons were not playing, you know, in good spots. They were absolutely trapped towards that girder side. And yeah, we never like to see rounds decided in such a fashion, but it's kind of part of the game. We sort of accept it, and at least in that sense, thank God it's a best of 5, and 1 round shouldn't make all the world of difference. So that's the good news, but of course we never like to see it, do we?
No, not at all. And I mean, to be honest, I would have backed him in that scenario, even with the MP9. 1 bullet really required. Sort of go flying in and trade things. And I think it looked like he was lining himself up for a molly to deny the bomb plant. Really could have turned the situation upside down. They were already tagged going into it. So yeah, it's very annoying on, I think, all facets. Even winning the round, you know, it feels a bit dirty, doesn't it? So yeah, it's certainly an annoying one. The silver lining, I suppose, for 1 win, as thin as it may be, the they don't have an awful lot of money now on this French side, right? It's going to be a tough buy, even though they've just won the previous. So there is a good chance for 1-win to perhaps try and find a quick reset here.
Yeah, both teams, though, in that boat, though, aren't they? Whoever loses this round is in a disastrous place economically. Neither team with full loss bonus close to at this point. So this could really set the tempo as we get into kind of this middle stage of the second half. And for Falcons, it's a difficult buy here. Do you go into more kind of Galil's, Mac 10s and have more utility? Do you bring out more AKs and play more contact heavy? Because it's a little bit tricky. But unfortunately, we just heard from production, bit of a more extended technical issue. So we're going to take a quick pause, quick break, and then we come back. Hopefully, we'll be back underway with the grand final. Welcome back. Short little technical pause there, but not too long. We're back underway. This is the first map of the series. This is one of 1-win's picks here. First half was really troublesome. They clawed out 6 rounds in the end, and here in the second, it's been a bit tit for tat. And as we're setting it up for the pause, Neither team has any money. So whoever loses this is going to be absolutely broke.
Looks like we have slightly more on that one-win side, though, to be fair, in terms of where the buy has gone, especially because Falcons looks like they have put all the chips into the AWP. You can see Kyojin's only got a Deagle, so I'd imagine he's dropped this AWP across for Maka. They were hoping for an early pick, perhaps, but it has not happened. Ramp control has come relatively easy. One win, not really fighting them on it very much.
Deco, that's towards short. Playing up on the little kind of cone bin thing. Glowing though, swinging out. Great timing. They were so focused on Deco that had no awareness that the play could be wide on sandbags. And this round has crumbled so quickly. One win, 4v2. They're playing passive. They're playing conservative. This is much improved CS.
Flash to keep them at bay as well. You know, really, really patient play. Not flashing and immediately swinging. They kind of know where they're at. And, of course, robbed of a round, I think, in the most literal sense before that little break. So, do not want to let this opportunity slip away. They themselves as well. It's sort of, you know, sort of machine learning in a sense where they were able to convert a lot of these types of rounds themselves. So, they don't want to fall flat. Will be an AK saved. Will be the AWP, of course. But, I mean, Kyojin... no money, he's not got any armor, so gets kind of weird, to be honest.
Well, they do hold on to the guns, so I guess that's a crumb of comfort. And what do you do here? Do you just force behind it? Could you save in this scenario? Kyojin has no armor. He's going to drop that one over. Deagle in hand for him. Kiels is brought up, and this is a little bit messy. I would have much preferred them to have taken a pause to really sort this buyout. Haji isn't yet to really invest. Now it comes in, and this is a bit of a hodgepodge scrambled together when they could have taken the pause. The buy was obviously going to be problematic. Maka got through the pixel. That's the good news, though. Opening pick collected, and they needed Maka to do work with this sort of buy.
Certainly a strange one. Good flash to allow these players to creep in. Glowing, though, with somewhat of an off angle. Does get one. Not quite the second. Kyojin as well with a massive kill in towards middle, I believe. Maybe at the bottom of B. Either way, Python charging forwards. And it looks kind of insane, right? We have, like, late buys. There's, like, 3 of them in spawn, while 2 of them are, you know, going for their initial peaks. Just felt like a recipe for disaster, but somehow they make it work and they cling on to this lead that they have.
FAMAS on Flamey, and as we set up a couple rounds ago, it's not like one win economically are truly streaking ahead, and surely their loss bonus is not in a good place given how this half has started. So going into the next, they'll have another really tricky buy decision, but yeah, those opening picks, pretty amazing from Falcons. Maka with the first, spotting kind of through that tarpaulin. I mean, set up on the angle. It looked like, to me, I think it was Kyojin got a 1D somewhere, and he was the player without armor and just a Deagle in place. So that also would have been pivotal. And in that sense, the trend of the opening picks still leading the way of Falcons.
One win themselves. Going to take a pause and going to try and figure out the finances. Getting scary. Getting very, very scary. As sort of mentioned, to blow the series wide open if they wanted to. This is the must win. Need to get this. Probably stomach the nuke, because they're not a fantastic nuke team. And then move on to the Mirage, and then it gets really interesting, right? Because Falcons are not a very good Mirage team. However, if Falcons win this map, feels like Mirage might not be happening. So really, really, really important that one win keep this close.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Because if you lose this one, you're playing, you know, the most one-sided map probably in the series, nuke over the way of Falcons. And that would be a straight 3-0 in terms of having the default win. That is nerve-wracking, really nerve-wracking. So one win, a massive round in the context of the series. You might be on map 1, but this is potentially the weight of the grand final. That's how important this round is.
Who's going to find the first? Seems to be so important so far across the course of this map. Not happening just yet. However, they will be forced away from A, so the B hit seems pretty obvious here. They're boosting in mid. See how this goes. I mean, it's just Travis. He's looking to get aggressive. His timing's pretty good on it. Will indeed find Hadji. Staying alive. Support should come in. He says, Deco with a nice 1D, but will it be enough? Like I said, they were boosting in towards mid. Tried to get around. They're a little disjointed. So 3 versus 2 as the bomb goes down. Python on 3 HP. And a quick flanking coming, but a dropped kit. No utility here. I don't think they're going to be able to find it, and they know that. So there you are. 12 for Falcons. Drop away comes in for 1 win. Oh, man. This is getting worrying.
Scary stuff. Really scary. And again, for Falcons, these rounds where they just group up and explode through, they seem to be winning so many of these duels. Deco only had the deagle in his hands. That was never going to end well. And he gets swiftly traded. And from there, the defense falls apart. Nice kill on the way out the door from Glowing, I guess. It covers that AK, but it doesn't change the fact that their money is in a terrible place, and Falcons are up to 12.
All right. Here we go. It'll be the low buy, of course, but Falcons, oh man, they can see it, right? You know, this all-important first map. Just on the horizon, need to be careful not to let it slip away. And as we saw in that first half, there was a good number of rounds where, yeah, they put 1, 2, maybe 3 feet wrong. Hyojin, above the smoke, will rip Flamey clean out of the round. Think he spotted another as well and kind of knows what's up. A stack at the top end of the B stairs.
Tricky one for 1 win. Do you play these guns, you know, commit to one side of the map? Do you even already start thinking about saving Travis? Molly exploded above him, so did bit of damage. Glowing, he was the one we were looking towards swinging out on the contact, and he can't find a great deal. Lollipop has made it over that M4, but his teammates have fallen so quickly by the wayside. Player to his left, so only the 1 kill. And finally, Falcons have stabilized, built up some cash, and now this becomes an unbelievably hard road. Falcons are so close to winning an incredible opening map of the series.
One win. We need to see some great pieces of coordinated aggression from them, right? It was something that Falcons were able to do time and time again to find those openers on the CT side. 1 win have not really shown the same sort of proactivity, and now would be the time. Just spams through the smoke so far, though, Alan. Not an awful lot of, you know, crazy aggression from either side, I suppose.
Seems to be the case. I wonder if starting to realize what's at stake here. Creeping up the ramp. Molotov pushes Lollipop back. There's a player wide. There's a player wide that's Glowing. He's going to be 2 players super soon. Kios is looking to the sandbags. The volley lands. Trade is there. Hadji removes the scalp of Lollipop. Deco has made it in time, but the best he can do is make this a 3-on-3. Bomb now starting to gain a little bit of ground. Nade is ready to land on default. That's going to take Hyojin low, but the bomb gets planted and 3-on-3 after spawn. This is a huge moment. Hyojin behind default collects the first. Second shot is on point. Hyojin on fire on this map. 17-11, taken down in the end, but he did everything he needed to do there.
Big tag comes in. Deco, not a chance. Out he will go. Tail between legs. What a moment, what a move, as indeed, yes, I think rightly so, Hyojin finding perhaps the biggest impact moment of the game so far, and he's had many of them. Really solid stuff. The whole team of Falcons as well, delivering. Sometimes we've seen these games where, you know, 1 or 2 players, usually Hadji and or Maka, will be just way ahead of the pack, carrying them, kicking and screaming through some of the rounds. Quite been the case in this. We do have Hyojin, we do have Maka, who are pretty good at KD-wise, if you want to really take it down to brass tacks, but at the end of the day, the whole team looking pretty damn good.
Feels like a bit too late and a dollar short with this tac pause, doesn't it? Discussing what to do. Do you force up here? Deco drops one rifle. Travis seems to have brought a little bit of utility. Or do you save and play against 6 map points on your own map pick? More utility being purchased. Still yet to make a final committal, but it looks like a half buy around this saved M4. They're playing for damage. They're playing for best case scenario, an opening pick and converting around. But Falcons now an amazing chance to make it up to 15.
Pressure on, man. How do they deal? One win. They've been here before, you know, in the runner-up spot. And like I say, if this one drops, it certainly would feel like maybe they'd be there again. Boost up. They've already got a kill. Looking for a bit more on B. Python has to be careful. Yeah, overwhelmed by 2. See where the moves go. A lot of damage taken by some of these players on the Falcon side as well. Of course, the buy. Very weird. What's going on there on ramp as Glowing catches Hadji? Somewhat roll swap of the T and the CT there. Glowing sticking around with this all-important A1S, trying to get himself into a decent enough spot to hold off the advance. They may well even kind of just call it off. They've got a couple smokes and that is it. The HP in the bin. And then again, it is on the CT side as well. Really, really all to play for here in the final 40 seconds.
Just praying for an overface. Maka sticking around, gets his chance. It's a near impossible flick and he can't make it. That shot though does connect. Travis, no fear, swings wide. Connects with the headshot. Lollipop playing on the track, surely at the advantage. Takes down Kyojin. And Kios in a round where it was only the half buy, just the one saved rifle. Falcons had a huge chance to streak away with this map. But they've fallen flat on their face. 9 seconds remaining. No way of getting this bomb plant. And one win another impossible round in this map already.
Could be the round. We'll see. I should just about be here. So Falcons will be right back into it. But yeah, I mean, it's those rounds that really can turn the tide. Have to turn it into 2 or 3 though, at least, if not a little more, to be honest. Falcons, of course, will be looking to deny them that chance. Kyojin going to eat a nade early on, however.
Molly pop down fast. Now the Molly's down. We definitely know he's on this kind of close left-hand side. Winning 2 in the smoke. How on earth did his shots not connect there? Sometimes that's the luck of the draw. Second entry, fast to follow. It's only Deco. Orb was the right weapon for the job, but now the utility's landing to make it so much more difficult. And look at this. All the pressure being applied on A, whilst the backstab, the insurance policy is coming in from Kyojin. This is really great Counter-Strike, and look at the rotations. All 3 from 1 win here. And Falcons know it. Bombs heading towards B. This is a masterclass.
Oh, little too hot for comfort with Maka. He's done his job though, hasn't he? And again, they might read that it's like, oh, they've gone B, but will they recognize how deep Kyojin is into the site? The answer is no. He takes out Flamey, and that's maybe all they need. 3 on 2. Are they going to call to save? Oh, man, the pressure definitely getting to them. I think you've got to try and fight for this round. I know that the damage here might be unconfirmed, but all the same, I think you just have to send it and hope that you can pull it off. Because I don't know how good the chances look in the next.
I feel like when Travis can drop a gun, Lollipop should be okay. I think the save is probably the right call. But it's a tough pill to swallow. Falcons, again, quick entry kills. That mid-rounding was stronger than we saw at times on the first half. Kind of getting that information, being a bit more composed with communicating over, better understanding of where they are on the map. So a nice round from Falcons. Gets them up to 15. And as we set up a few minutes ago, they've already got that 1 map advantage. They're going to go into their first map pick in Nuke in the next map. A map that we expect to be quite one-sided the way of Falcons. So this is a huge moment with this series. And 1 win Should we say it? If they don't get this back to overtime, is this series close to done? Is that the weight that's on pulling this back?
I think so, yeah. It's definitely the way that I angled it, right, coming in. You know, there's sort of the two gimmies in the series for either side, and it feels like Nuke is Falcons and Mirage is 1-wins. Mirage often a little harder, maybe, to get over the line, but I'd still feel pretty confident for them going into that, especially if, you know, they're still alive in the series. I think they proved to themselves they can already get maps, they can already beat them down on Vertigo here. And obviously, a lot of the logic with picking into this, I would think, is the fact that just a couple days ago, they managed to beat out Falcons on this very map, right? Didn't get to watch it, didn't see the true fashion of how it went. Was it mega close? Was there massive slip-ups from Falcons, as there have been sometimes in this game? But it was also 16-14. So they might be kicking themselves a little bit that they didn't start the series off with something slightly cleaner like the Mirage, or maybe even the Dust 2 that was left in. So yeah, I think for me, if this drops, I think it has to be series over. At the very least, a very, very, very tough Nuke win to keep them alive.
Kind of harrowing thoughts, really, as we get into this pause. A little bit extended. Hopefully it's over soon, because clearly this is a huge moment in the series. Reflecting on some of the players so far, I feel like for Falcons, across the board, they've looked good. I think Python had a really great CT side. He has so many important kills on B. Whereas looking at 1-win, Deco's playing well. Lollipop's had good rounds, but the support isn't quite there. It's not quite as comprehensive. So Falcons, both in terms of the eye test, obviously the rounds, and the scoreboard, for me, are the more solid unit right now.
Well, back into the action. Feels like all to play for 1-win. That's kind of how we're setting it up. Same initial kind of utility from both sides. Big nade onto the ramp players, who are trying to find a kill above this smoke, but nothing coming. I mean, does make sense that no one on 1-win is overfacing in such an important round as this. Python, though, going to close the gap. Great flash comes round, and he gets them both. Lollipop has to do so much, and he can't. He comes in for one. Nade over the top does even more damage, but they need the kills at this point. He's 33 HP. He's going to get another, which, to be honest, is pretty commendable. From there, Travis drops another. Gets spammed down by Kyojin, though. There's that Kyojin impact, and now Flamey on the flank to keep them alive. 10 and 16 on the MP9. All the odds seem to be against him here, but one thing he does have is maybe the fact that they've not quite read into this flank as yet.
Planning, though, for the Heaven side. Kyojin's going to be trapped. Doesn't matter.